ever since Brothers War came out, we've tried a few different shells featuring Trash for Treasure and Portal to Phyrexia, Sundering Titan. You choose these cards, one because Portal's by far the best big artifact to put into play, and then you can use Portal to reanimate your Engineer, which can reanimate a Sundering Titan. These decks were not bad. Let me see if I can pull up some of the other drafts. These decks were not bad, and they absolutely felt like they were just missing something. So I think this was probably draft number 1. One thing is, one big thing, and this is also like a realization that carried over to the red-green food deck, is like Ragavan is fine in this archetype, but of all the decks you can play Ragavan in, this is like the worst one, where you can actually never kill a turn 2 blocker for your Ragavan. This is... I think I overwrit a couple of the other drafts, but that was kind of the main one, the first one we played. We played a couple other Trash or Treasure decks, I think. Yesterday, my play testing, I just don't know how I didn't think of this sooner. Which, I think most of your good ideas when deck building are come with the thought, why didn't I think of this sooner? Is combining the red-green food deck that we've been obviously doing really well with the Trash or Treasure deck. There's a lot of overlapping synergy. The Trash or Treasure deck already wanted to be a food shell, in my opinion, where Cookbook is a good discard outlet, and then the steady flow of food tokens always give you something to either Trash or Treasure to sacrifice or Goblin Engineer to sacrifice as well. In addition, Sarinth Steelseeker and Scrapwork Mutt are excellent enablers for the combo. I was actually already playing Mutt in the Trash or Treasure deck, but Sarinth Steelseeker, in addition to just being able to mill over these 30 cards for value, you can dig to either mill over a Portal to Phyrexia or Sundering Titan, or you can dig to find your Trash or Treasure. And so I think that having access to this very powerful card advantage, card selection engine in a deck with a 2-card combo is very interesting, very exciting to me as well. And, it's also, like, really important to note that Steelseeker is, like, super turned on in this list, maybe compared to the reshaped Lotus Bloom deck that we had the other day. I don't think, I had Steelseeker in that list. I think that we were maybe not enabling that one enough. A few thoughts on the card choices here. The mana base is the same as the red-green food deck, but I'm playing the Yavimaya over the Boseiju. This is because without Ridden 6, Boseiju loses value, and without Ridden 6, it's harder to turn on Gingerbread Cabin, where Ridden 6 gives you like a flow of lands. You'll hit Gingerbread Cabin. So we're playing Yavimaya to make that a bit more consistent, not playing one more non-forest card. Additionally, we're basically playing Engineer over Ridden 6, and I think Ridden 6 would be a few too many 2-drops. I did consider playing a few different cards over the Finales, but ultimately I decided Finale is just so important to go pair with Steelseeker, very important for the deck's overall plan, and the card I've been very happy with also. It can also find you an Engineer for 4 mana sometimes, which is not great, but, will be useful in a pinch. This version, I am playing the Research Desk and the Dragon Engine as... This is definitely a deck that wants to be able to dig a little bit deeper, find a few cards. The card selection on the desk is nice. Engine is a card I'm still mostly playtesting. It's nice to reanimate with Portal to Phyrexia sometimes. And so in some ways, it's like your 4th card that you could Trash for Treasure, and it's also like it works with Portal to Phyrexia, and it works with Engineer as like a value card. I did side it out a lot of the times I was playing the Trash for Treasure deck in the past. Still trying to hammer it out though. Not playing any Fable of the Mirror Breakers, mostly because I want to lower the curve in this archetype. Was something else I wanted to do the last time I was playing the deck. I do not think you want Overgrown Tomb. I don't. You have still some black sources with the Springleaf Drum, and Saga for Springleaf Drum, but I don't know. You could play Overgrown Tomb. You could not play one. I think it's like somewhat close. But without any further ado, we can play some games. Okay, this hand is sick. I think I'm going to play Urza Saga on turn 1 here so that I can Trash or Treasure on turn 3. I'm always a little shocked that Yawgmoth can exist in a Fury metagame. Well, that's kind of the thing about like the whole like Fury, Solitude, Circle Jerk, whatever, is that people on Reddit always go, Fury and Solitude have pushed creature decks out of the format, but like almost every single deck in Modern is a creature deck, but like the reality is that whatever creature deck you're referring to, your pet deck, is less powerful than the other existing creature decks in the format. You know what I mean? Like literally almost every single deck in the format right now is creature heavy. With some exceptions, of course. Love for my opponent to play a Murktide here, or sorry, Ledger Shredder here. Okay, let's not just jam Trash for Treasure into the very likely counterspell. I think I'm gonna grab Haywire Mite though, so I have another blocker for Ragavan. And then, yeah, I think it's somewhat likely they counter this cookbook, which I want them to do. I want them to use the Spell Piercer counterspell here, and now I can Finale for Asmo. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here with the no Ragavan. Yeah, Murktide has been so common on Magical lately. Thankfully, the food deck is pretty good against it. Or at least the other version is. I don't know if this version is as good. They put a Canal to the graveyard. Please jam a Murktide. Murktide. Let's go. Perfect. They should attack with this Ragavan. They're like never going to, though. Hard to imagine my opponent can beat this. I even get to gain 2 life. So I can return Goblin Engineer this turn and then put a Sundering Titan in the yard to get that back. My opponent says, what? Alright, GG. Streamsticker says 59 cards. I can take a look, see what's missing. There's 60 in here, though. Okay, we're going to bring in the Bridge, Emperion over Sundering Titan. Cut the Mites. I think this is our sideboard plan. Yeah, they did not. They're like, why would my opponent put Portal to Phyrexia in the graveyard? What is going on? Okay, it does say 59 cards. Looks like it's missing the... No, it has the main deck Haywire Mite. Has the main deck Sundering Titan. It's weird because I just imported this. Has the Research Desk, has the Haywire Mite, has the Drum, the Shadowspear. Has the Sundering Titan, 2 Portals to Phyrexia. Oh, the Dragon Engine. Weird, it should be in there. I mean, just imported, but... Finally didn't cite it out. I feel like, I don't know, I still am unsure about Phyrexian Dragon Engine. I think it, like, makes a lot of sense in my head, but it also, like... isn't a card I've, like, actually, like, drawn or, like, tutored for as often as... I would have wanted to like, evaluate it better. So, Angel over Emperion. Emperion is way better in this matchup because it doesn't die to Unholy Heat. It's so much better. It's also, like, its effect is better too, right? Where it's way better for your life total to not change. Notably, you can't crack fetches with it in play. But for your life total to not be able to change so that your opponent's not, like, putting you to -20 and then killing the Angel. They have to kill this first, and until they kill it, they can't deal you any damage. Okay, keep this ham. Would I go as far as to call the Dragon Engine mid? I think I would, yeah. I think I'd call it mid. But it's on a mold of 5. I'm friends with a Fiddlebender guy who've been joining the Dragon Engine there with Engineer. Oh, how I long to play a Fiddlebender again. I've been thinking a little bit about Goblin Engineer in the restoration for a Gonjo Shell too, especially with Lotus Bloom. But it's like you just have nothing good to like use your Lotus Bloom on is the problem. Wait, I've cast Bray's Apprentice. I think that card is like rather mediocre. So there's some players that really like it. I'm not really one of those players. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna finale this turn since I don't want to play Engineer or... Oh, did I not bring in the Needle? Sorry, I was just bringing the Needle in this matchup. We're gonna fight through this though. Although this version is definitely way weaker to Hearst than the other food deck. Ozymandias, 4 months, thank you. Dragon Ninja is my favorite card from Bro. I also don't think it's great, yeah. I think there's maybe a home for it, but certainly on the fringes. Certainly on the fringes. Ragavan with Steelseeker is so cool. I mean, yeah, but the thing is, like, when Ragavan's hitting your opponent, there's a lot of things that are cool with it. Ragavan is a super polarizing card where, you know, games like this, you're on the play, you're able to remove your opponent's blocker. It just looks unreal. Am I gonna cast that? No. It just looks unreal, but Ragavan's also a card that, you know, does nothing a lot of the time. And especially in this food deck where this food deck literally cannot remove a turn 2 blocker for a Ragavan. Okay, they found an Explosives, which they play on 0, which is fine. Okay, we draw a land. I think I'm supposed to Steelseeker Cookbook here. Dragon Engine. Oh. I think I have to graveyard this. Dragon Engine probably needs to be in deck with a 2/2 double strike is relevant. Yeah, I just like don't know if that is a deck, you know what I mean? Like the closest thing, the only way like you can make like a 2/2 double strike relevant is like if you're playing Equipment, if you're playing Heliod and Idyllic Grange, I don't know, it just doesn't, yeah, it doesn't really seem like that probably exists. Alright, never trade Steelseeker for Ragavan unless you're at 2. Okay, I'd like to draw Urza Saga. Let's play that. Wonder if there's a way to build red-white stone blade with Engineer. Alright, let's not lose our 3rd cookbook. I think I am going to go ahead and discard Ovalchase Daredevil, cast a cookbook. If my opponent hearses in response, I'll probably discard Trash for Treasure because of the hearse in play. They also might counter this. They might counter this. That'd be fine, though. Yeah. How is Steelseeker a card advantage card? In this deck, I believe you have 32 or like 30 cards that give you card advantage with Steelseeker. Obviously, the 20 lands just go into your hand. Very good to put Urza Saga into your hand with Steelseeker. But additionally, you have Scrapwork Mutt, Ovalchase Daredevil, Dragon Engine, Mishra's Research Desk as cards that have value in the graveyard. Additionally, Steelseeker can bin the cards that you want to trash for treasure. So in that way, it's more of a card selection card, but it still is, you know, a card that's giving you value. And then additionally to that, Steelseeker can dig you for your trash for treasure and, like, you know, select your combo, which is, you know, a kind of combination card selection advantage. But here we just put a freaking Urza Saga into our hand. You know what I mean? Because Steelseeker, we played Red Green Grinding Station. Yes, I'm so incredibly stuck on that deck though. It is the problem with Breach is that there are infinite good options, and you have to spend a million hours playtesting them to find out the best 75. And I only have like a finite amount of hours, not infinite. Probably supposed to play a Saga this turn. I do like that I can get a food off of this. I think I'll just start by discarding Daredevil, and then if my opponent hearses, I'll just make a Saga token. Turn 3 infinite turns. Yeah, turn 3 infinite turns is always such a treat. Explosives is a little bit of a problem, huh? Spawn, 2 months, thank you. Alright, so play an engineer. So if they crack the explosives, we have the engineer to block the Ragavan. I don't know that I'm going to put anything into the graveyard, though. Probably not. I might, I think I'll probably shuffle and fail to find. Okay, them using a counterspell here is, I'm very happy with. So it's like, this just wasn't doing that much into the hearse. Andela, 12 months. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Has food been the best Steelseeker enable? Yeah, by far, by far. Like, there's maybe some other shells. But, like, what's good about food is, like, it's just so consistent in getting the cookbook engine going, because you have Saga, Asmo, and Finale to get your engine. Like, if you're trying to pair it with anything else, like it's not that good with the Breach combo, because if you're pairing with the Breach combo, you're winning anyways. If you're trying to pair it with Third Path Iconoclast, you only have 4 Iconoclasts to make your Steelseeker, like, trigger a bunch, which is kind of an issue. Don't tap Saga with next counter. Yeah, I think trying to bait them, trying to bait the engineer explosive or pop right now is fine because of the whole needle situation. But they also, you know, I don't know. They maybe don't fall for it. They're probably supposed to. They're thinking about it. Cool, you love to see it. So now we can let this resolve and then make a Saga token. Daredevil in the yard. Get a Shadowspear. Trigger the Steelseeker, trigger the Daredevil. Discard the Daredevil. Hearse is so bad against Daredevil, it's really funny. Just like never ever gets that card. Alright. Easy peasy. Yeah, shout out to Urza Saga. Don't even need to board in the needle, they'll just respect it. Another Ragavan deck, that's okay. Simply take the hit from Ragavan. Getting a forest here because of possible turn 2 Blood Moon, of course. Yesterday, I was playing some of the mono green Storm Devotion deck, which oh man, I would have loved to draw this. I was playing some of the mono green Storm Devotion deck yesterday, and that card's pretty good. On turn 3, I had Storm Count 10 for Ave. And my opponent was on the play with Ragavan. They actually cast my own Nissa on turn 3. But then I got the Storm Count 10. It was awesome. I went like Utopia Sprawl on my other forest, played Nykthos, activate, or Burning Tree, Pact for Burning Tree, Pact for Burning Tree, Burning Tree. I like 3 Burning Trees, Nykthos, into like Pact for Eternal Witness, get back Pact for Ave, or something like that. Yeah, deck tech for I play bad decks. Fiddle Belcher. Oh, barf. Fiddle Belcher. Oh, cool. Did you guys know that Su-Chi is not legal? The 4-mana version of this card? Did you know that card's not legal? I was building like an entire combo deck that I thought was actually maybe going to be somewhat sick if that card was legal. This one doesn't work. Su-Chi would have worked. I'll let y'all maybe fill in the blanks as to what the combo was. But it's not legal. And there's a new 8-mana version. It's reserve list. Damn it. It's fucking reserve list. It's not legal in Modern. Not legal in Modern. But I spent like a lot of time on it recently, only to realize it's not legal. Okay, Okay, opponent takes an Asmo. Let's take a draw. Scrapwork Mutt. I need to get this Voidwalker off the field. It's going to come at the cost of most of my resources, unfortunately. So I think I need to go discard Mutt, cast Asmo, play Cookbook, and then... I think with the Steelseeker in my hand, I can probably afford to discard the Stomping Ground, and then hopefully like rebuild and like dig with the Steelseeker to trash for treasure something. For some reason, the Stream Decker is not picking up. There's a Phyrexian Dragon Engine. It doesn't like the double face cards for some reason. I feel like my first note is that this seems like a pretty good draft. I think it looks pretty solid. Maybe like the most interesting deck list you've ever sent me. I would probably play the 4th Goblin Charbelcher over the 4th copy of Urza. But of all the decks you've sent me, I play bad decks. This is my favorite you've put together. It looks very clean, honestly. I'd play 4 Charbelcher over first Urza. I actually don't really have notes beyond that. Okay, this is a great draw. Hopefully we find a land off the Steelseeker or Daredevil, maybe. I guess I prefer a land. Okay, there's a land. And I'm not going to discard it because I just want to trash your treasure next turn. They do know I have trash your treasure in my hand, but if they have a discard spell, I can at least like get some Steelseeker value. Yeah, I play decks. Finally has a good brew. I like it. I like it. I don't know if it's going to be good, but it looked very creative and there were some good ideas there. This is kind of a new, or not new category, but I'm starting to like articulate this better. Like a lot of time when you're brewing, when I'm looking at a brew for deck tech, a lot of times like my goal is to just get you to a point where you have a good enough first draft to play test, because that's also my process. Like for me, when I do a lot of deck building without play testing, and I only start play testing when something in my brain clicks. When it clicks that this is, we're finally here. It's finally clicked, and this is a good enough draft to play, if that makes sense. And it sometimes never clicks, sometimes does click, but finally, that's my goal when I do these deck techs. Is just get it to click to where you can start play testing and trying it yourself. Because you really never know exactly how good a deck is until you play it some. So I think they may be trying to grief my trash for treasure. Yeah. Okay, so I'll discard this. Sadly. Can maybe dig for another one. Should just graveyard that. Somehow we're in pretty good shape despite getting Ragavan into Voidwalker Thoughtseize at the turn 3 Fable. Not really sure how that happened. Huh. Engineer seems pretty... Okay, we finally found a good spot for a Phyrexian Dragon Engine. What do you think of Pinsent Prism versus Talisman versus Lotus Bloom? Pinsent Prism seems like the best one by like a decent amount. You could also play some number of Lotus Blooms. But you don't really have a way to like cheat it, you know what I mean? Oh man, imagine if Kyla's Reconstruction got Lotus or got Charbelcher. Then you'd have a deck. Okay, gonna kill that. I'm a bit worried, I guess, about an Undying effect, because they just always have so many Undying effects stuck in their hands. Although, I could just block here, take 3. I don't know if they have something. They do have something. I can only kill 2 of my creatures, though. They probably kill Asmo Engineer. I kill the Voidwalker. About Dragon Engine, have I melded any of the new cards in Modern? I melded Titania. Kyla gets artifact lands. I wonder if that means anything. It almost means something. Like, the problem is, like, you just can't play, like it's a triple white spell that gets, like, the colorless artifact lands. Although you can spin the colorless lands into the stuff. It's weird. It's close. I do keep looking at that card. Hopefully one day I can figure it out. Been a bit stuck lately. Oh no, I didn't Asmo! Oh fuck, I didn't Asmo. Fuck. Sorry, I was in the just chatting section. Oh fuck. Sorry. Just responding to the Artifact Lands comment. Restaurant guys, you can expect loads. Yeah, we were pretty lost in the sauce. We tried to brew that on stream yesterday. So we can get back in Asmo this turn, play Asmo, kill something, and make a Saga token. I might have to take 9 though. I don't know. Sorry, it's big punt. Now they have Fable plus Grief. That is true. Which maybe means that this... Maybe I can't return the Asmo. I can Asmo if I just draw a land, though. Wonder if Soul Talisman could be better than Lotus Bloom with Reconstruction. My biggest issue with Soul Talisman, and I say this as someone who recently was brewing with Soul Talisman. My biggest issue is that the card costs a mana to spend, so like you can't do anything else on your turn 1. But at least like Lotus Bloom and Mox cost 0. I'm trying Hall of Heliod's Generosity and Hammer. I think it's really unexplored in Saga decks. I despise Hall of Heliod's Generosity. I think the card is such a trap. I've seen many good Magic players fall to the temptations. It's like returning an Urza Saga with Hall of Heliod's Generosity means you're spending 3 mana to put a Urza Saga on top of your library. That's a turn. Next turn you play a Saga. Chapter 1 triggers. And then the next turn you get to make a construct. It's so slow. It's so slow. In an aggro deck like Hammer, I don't think so. Oh, they can also cast something here if they want to. So I'm probably supposed to go for the Asmo line. I could gain some life. I'm just not going to play around them having top decked Lightning Bolts. I've seen many good Magic players fall to the temptations of Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Alright, so I think we just discard Steelseeker. Goodbye, Sweet Prince. Okay, so this actually gives me an extra food. That is such an insane draw. Because now I get to go get the Gingerbread Cabin, trigger the Steelseeker again, and I can go Asmo, kill Voidwalker, kill Reflection, have 2 blockers for the Grief. I guess I just shuffle that. Maybe I was supposed to kill the Voidwalker first. Okay, so I'm definitely going to kill this Voidwalker here. I could also just, like... I guess I don't need to kill anything else besides the Voidwalker immediately. Because I can potentially hold up a food activation to gain life. I can also, if I find a land off this cookbook, I can gain life this turn. Okay, awesome. Steelseeker is so insane. So now I think we're gonna main phase gain life. That's maybe a bit too cowardly. But we're so ahead on cards at the moment that I feel like I mostly just lose the top deck Lightning Bolt. They only play like 2 bulbs. The token blocks? Yeah, the token can block. Alright, let's not play around bolts. They don't have it in their hand, obviously. We can shoot Grief and be fairly secure. Yeah, we don't need to shoot it now, though. We can wait until like they're in step, or like when they go to try to copy it in combat or something. Remember when I messed up really bad and forgot to activate the Asmo? Now we do it. So that was very likely their draw for this turn. And they didn't have a bolt last turn, so let's just go to make a token. If somehow I'm wrong and they have a bolt, I'll, you know, die, but I don't think they do. Getting hard carried by the deck. Could maybe upkeep discarded to try to find a, I guess I'll keep that in the library. Try to discard to find a, trash for treasure, although gaining life this turn is maybe just more relevant. But it could have a terminate or something like that, I suppose. Terminate into top deck bolts. Also doesn't feel like that makes a ton of sense to play around. Okay, Daredevil in the yard. Is Thoughtseize still the 4 of discard spell, or is IOK back in its favor? IOK, I can't really imagine IOK is going to be better than Thoughtseize anytime soon. There's still tons and tons of cards that Thoughtseize hits that IOK misses. If they had Terminate, they get rid of Asmo? Yeah, you're right. Okay, so let's bring in the Needle for explosives. You can also name Hearse, but Hearse isn't, you know, that good against us. Spellbomb for Voidwalker. Lantern's okay, breaks up the scam. Can hit a Crocus occasionally. I don't like Bridge as much against scam as I like it against Murktide. Emperion is still maybe better than Sundering Titan. It's not great, though. They have so many more answers to it. We maybe just play the 2 portals. Kind of like that. I don't think I want the Mite. I do want the Dragon Engine. I got like the 4th Engineer, 4th Trash. I probably can't cut the 4th Trash. Don't really want to cut the desk. Okay. Just trim 1. Might did Blood Moon. You can kind of just play around Blood Moon. Like, it's going to get rid of your Sagas, but, like, Mite doesn't, like... Mite is, like, not great at answering Blood Moon, stopping your Saga, because it kills your Saga before you get the Mite. And you have a lot of red spells. You can just get both Forests and cast every single spell in your deck besides the Daredevil. What did I trophy with yesterday? The red-black sack deck with Diabolic Intents. It's kind of fun. I want to return to the Diabolic Intent Reanimator deck too. That deck was like really promising. We played it for one stream when it was like only legal for the day. There was something I wanted to try in it. We've had the same conversation. There was another card from the new set I wanted to try, and I totally forgot what it was. We did figure it out. Dragon Ninja is just for value. You could play Mishra for the meme. I don't usually like to splash a unplayable 4-drop for the meme. But you could, yeah. Oh, even Galv Synthesis. That's it, yeah. And sorry, I've been down this road in my brain recently. I'm gonna keep this hand. This hand is a combo potential. We're on the draw. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. We have been down this road. I actually don't think I want to play the even Galv Synthesis though. But that was the card I was thinking of. Bitter Union. Yeah, Bitter Union's kind of appealing. Discard Bloodghast for value is kind of nice. I'm gonna do my best to keep this portal to Phyrexia secret if I can. I do want to mutt this turn to try to find third land to portal. Ding, 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 ding. They for sure have Necromancia? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. They Necromancia my Trash or Treasure. We just get to play a game, and they did nothing impacting the board of the first 3 turns. Do you think Greentron and Prisontron are good in the same different metagames? I mean, Prisontron just has a much lower curve, and I feel like right now, modern players are very incentivized to have a low curve. Okay, so we can get the portal to Phyrexia into play. Don't mind this Blood Moon really at the moment. Obviously, Portal's not doing a ton at the moment. I can discard the Steelseeker end of turn to reanimate though. Or the Asmo. Probably the Steelseeker though. But seems sweet for Intense Reanimator. I don't mind that the suggestion either. So maybe I'll work some on that tonight. I also wanted to play some just more traditional red green food this week, but it's okay if we don't because we played so much last week. Grom, you did deck tech for me last week. Made some updates. Went 3-2 last week. RCQ still struck against blue white. Okay, I can take a look. Was Mr. Ground Rakdos Anvil Brew? Do you think Mishra's Research Desk replaces Synthesizer? No, I don't. I mostly like Research Desk as ooh. Okay, so let's get this in the yard now. I mostly just like Research Desk as a Saga target. I don't like it too much just as a more generic fair card, if that makes sense. Okay, good that I don't have any black mana to protect this Voidwalker. Oh, I was supposed to kill the Voidwalker with this trigger on the stack, though. A little bit of a sequencing error. Can just get that Voidwalker with the portal if we want. Not a terrible card. I think I'm going to keep it. We can dig super deep for something to get back with it. It's also good. It's good installation if they have a removal spell for my portal. Ah, right, this deck. Definitely looking much cleaner than it was. I will say, I understand being soft to blue white. People hate being weak to blue white control. I also really feel like blue white is still not a good choice in modern and is or Pioneer rather, and is not something you're still going to beat a decent amount of the time, and is something that I would largely just be okay. Having not a great matchup against it. But if you want to have a better matchup, you can just go up to the full 4 copies of Mystical Dispute. That would go a long way. I think that this Cabal and the Agent of Treachery are somewhat cuttable for the rest of the Mystical Disputes. The main deck is looking very clean. This is also something that happens a lot when you're in the brewing process, where the main deck goes from 2 weeks ago jumbled to very clean, and there's obviously still going to be some wiggle room between your tutor targets. You're not obviously missing anything. I think the list looks very nice. You maybe don't main deck the Archon of Emeria, but I think it does make sense with Lotus Heal being popular at the moment. I don't mind that at all. Okay, Kolagon's command, kill my Steelseeker, kill my portal, but thankfully we topped a trash for treasure. Yeah, I think that's what I would probably do. I would just go up to the full 4 disputes, cut the agent, cut the Cabal. Alright, nothing to do this turn besides just trash for treasure. What do I do if people are just 90% of my local meta? I'll just come and complain, you know. Okay, so if they're terminating Asmo, they had better have an answer to the portal again, a second answer, since could just get this back. Yeah, I agree. Breeding is really good there. I understand Gargroth Attitude unless your meta is all Greasefang and aggro. I think Gargroth's just a good card in Pioneer, but I could be wrong. I know it's a card that I've liked in the past. Yeah, I think just I think that just accepting that you are unfavored against blue-white is what you probably should do. The disputes will help, but I just I think doing a lot of work to improving that matchup just is not something you're probably that incentivized to do. Let's actually get back the Steelseeker this turn, and then Cookbook in my upkeep to get some card selection here. We even get the Scrapwork Mutt for some more value. Yeah, you could play a Coma on the sideboard, I guess, for blue-white, but I don't know. I personally really dislike those cards in Pioneer, but there are people that swear by them, but those people's metagames are probably all blue-white control too, huh? Mutt. Draw Steelseeker. We could also put in the yard to reanimate, but I think it makes more sense to just draw it right now than unearth the other Mutt, because I maybe could have tapped better. That seems like a fine draw, also. 3 Mutts attack the red-black opponents. Start of a joke. So you can maybe another 4-drop on extra curve front curve plays. I probably wouldn't worry too much about it, really. They probably have an Undying effect as their last card. I don't think you need another 4-drop. Ran Junk Creative last time, was extremely impressed with Union and Brothers sit in particular is insane. Yeah, Ind is really, really good sideboard card. I will say that the modern community loves Bitter Reunion. It's a card that I haven't cast yet, but boy, y'all are just like obsessed with that card. Y'all are the community is obsessed with Bitter Reunion, I think. And not in a bad way, but just in a you just love to give Archon of Cruelty haste. It's a good card. It's a good card. Do you think sliding into Blood Moon against the stick is correct? I feel like I was winning through it. I mean, like, Blood Moon is not like an amazing card against us, but it is like you know, killing my Sagas, and Saga is a card you probably have to respect as red-black. Yeah, but it doesn't really do much more than just, like, you know, kill my Sagas. That's some value right there. Because it's not a blowout if it gets countered the way draw 1 discard 2 spells are. I mean, that's part of it, but I don't know. The card is fine. It's like a fine enabler. I think it is a good card. I think it is. I think it's a little overrated in this, or like, I don't, in the sense that I don't think that it's like a gigantic upgrade for like these Archon creativity decks. But it is good. It's good. Iteration. The big difference is iteration is going to be good even when you don't have active Iconoclast. And intent is going to be horrible if you don't have Iconoclast plus tokens going on. Additionally, like, I'm a bit confused that you're so in on like these graveyard enablers with Founding the Third Path, strategic planning, and you have like no graveyard payoffs besides like 2 Unearths and 1 Delve Spell and Murderous Cut. So like that's not something I really understand at all either. Hold on, let me put a Asmo into play. Save this for a food. Gingerbread Cabin. Additionally, like, in Grixis Shadow, like, you really don't want to be playing cards that don't impact the board. So, Founding the Third Path, Strategic Planning, these are maybe cards you can play in combo decks that you're a bit more in on. And I think in this shell, in this archetype, this is not something that you are very incentivized to play, in my opinion. Okay, pretty scared of a Persist next turn. Speaking of the Bitter Reunion. Although we can, you know, we can take the hit and kill it next turn, I guess. Yeah, so like, I think playing Third Path Iconoclast in Shadow is fine. I dislike all the strategic plannings. I dislike all the Temur Battle Rages. Dress Down is a better effect, but you don't even necessarily need that. I dislike the Diabolic Intents. I dislike the Founding the Third Paths. I would be playing Ragavan and Ledger Shredder, as boring as those are, but they fit very well here. I'd be playing Kroxa as well. I like Kroxa a lot. I would not be playing Street Wraith. I think just Bobble and Street Wraith are too many 0-mana cantrips. I usually play 18 lands in Shadow. I think 17 lands is too few. It's definitely too few with like this, you know, relatively higher curve that you have as well, but... Okay, so no persist is great. I think our turn of... Well, I could Steelseeker this turn. Steelseeker seems pretty good. I kill the goblin, I think. Let's draw that. If they creativity, it's not the end of the world. They were Shadow Blast at first, yeah, I can kind of tell. Alright, those are my general thoughts. Just a little lost in the sauce, huh? Iconoclast gets puts a lot of decks that never even wanted to play Young Pyromancer to begin with. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, like Iconoclast being triggering off of Modern's best cantrip Bobble is really nice. One reason why I really like Iconoclast in Breach or in Prowess with Breach though is like Prowess Breach Iconoclast is like an insane amount of late game inevitability. Like that combination is just like really good. Okay, this card 2 fetches. I feel like I had something else. Would I ever consider playing Enigmatic Fires? I mean, this is kind of a common question we get from chatters. Would you ever consider Spike playing my pet deck? The answer is yes. Nothing is ever off the table, but the reality is that I usually only like to play decks on stream that I'm working on, I'm trying to innovate on, because that's what I like to do. I like to brew, I like to try a lot of new stuff. And so if I ever have an idea for Enigmatic Fires, a way to improve that deck as an archetype, I would love to play it, but I don't love to just fire up a bunch of random stuff either. Was wondering if the play style more than my pet deck. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, nothing is off the table. Nothing is off the table. Everything is true. Nothing is permitted. I can't remember the Assassin's Creed thing. Kind of digging for... I want to put a big thing in the yard and then find a trash or treasure. That's maybe a little bit too greedy. I don't know. I get to see a lot of cards. Could have kept the engineer. Nothing is sure. Everything is pretty. Yes, that's it. Very edgy. Could be greedy to get rid of the second Steelseeker too. I don't know. I get 2 more looks. Okay, we'll keep keep trash for treasure, and then hopefully next turn we can find something to trash into play. Actually, really, I would say not from the game. Forgive my ignorance. So I get to loot again. Pretty likely to have some way to put an Archon of Cruelty into play. Oh, also we have 3 Orvars in the side today. I was playtesting last night. I played against Creativity a ton. I don't really know why it's back, but sometimes like metagame shifts in Modern feel like really random. You know what I mean? You're just like, well, I guess Creativity's back. Not enough EE in sideboards. EE is so bad against Creativity. It's so easy for them to play around. They have a lot of answers to it. They literally never commit into it. And you have to hold up 2 mana the rest of the game. I'm a big hater. Whoa, they're playing Fury? So they're not playing Creativity. Okay, let me let this evoke trigger resolve. Yeah, I think less Blood Moon is probably a big part of the reason. That would be, I think it's a good guess. That's the Breach list? Oh, yeah, the Through the Breach, yeah. think I agree. That's probably the case. The hardcast a Titan here. Not for crazy for ton dialects. Yeah. A lot of people are playing Brotherhood in now instead. Ooh, Crumbling Vestige to give the Titan haste. Forgot about that. That's actually really sick. That's pretty sick. So, Orvar is a bit worse, huh? So they're just playing Through the Breach and Persist. And I get to kill both of my creatures too. Wow. What a player. So I'm drawing Trash or Treasure, but now I no longer have any card selection to do anything with that this turn. So I just have to shock and Stomping Ground, get back an Asmo, kill the Titan. Yeah, Vestige is really sick. Love that. They got 2 cards in their hand. How bad can they be, huh? How bad can they be? Ooh, maybe we can Portal to Phyrexia reanimate Archons, huh? Maybe a little slow. 3 cards in their hand. Dwarven Mine. Kill my Asmo. That would think of this up. Thank you. Renin ticks. Probably about as good a turn as we could have ever hoped for here. Goblin Engineer and just Portal are my best draws, I think. Let's go. Let's go. Then 2 more for deck tech. Okay. Thank you. Alright, so Portal to Phyrexia in the yard. Make a food token. I'll trade this trash food token for the Portal to Phyrexia treasure. And there is some juicy reanimation targets in my opponent's graveyard. I don't think I want to fetch shock into this Valakut to play this other cookbook. If I had another untapped land, I would fetch for it here. Hammer, but with expressive iteration. I honestly can't imagine that this is correct, but we'll take a look. Like, you've cut, you basically, I agree that you can't play Pure Steel Paladin and Giganta, or sorry, Pure Steel Paladin and expressive iteration in the same deck, but I think Pure Steel Paladin is better than expressive iteration and Hammer. Your theory is that that is not the case if you build the deck this way, when, you know, sometimes theories are correct. I will say that this is also like kind of quintessential. Yesterday we were talking about expressive iteration being a little overrated, and I feel like this is the best example of that I've ever seen. The best example of expressive iteration just being a little overrated. It's not that good. Iteration is also better when you're playing a lot of like fair value cards, and so you can like turn your card selection 2-for-1 into like a really nice meaningful 2-for-1. Iteration is worse when you are trying to find really specific cards like you are in a deck like this. Okay, another trash for treasure. Doesn't really accomplish that much for me. I kind of like the ability to just sacrifice 3 foods for life this turn. It's like a bit cowardly. I could also like sack a cookbook to pick up an Asmo or something. Oh, I didn't realize that was my upkeep. Okay, I don't have enough mana to get back Engineered and like, yeah, we'll just pass. I got attack for 1. Return Titans so they can't Valakut kill with Persist. It's maybe the better line, yeah. What do you kind of Murktide for 4 times? Just, I mean, there's people have been playing Murktide with Charms for a long time. I don't know why. This is like a conversation now. Okay, there's also like a reason that Hammer Time doesn't play Ragavan now, and it's the reason I don't play Ragavan in this deck. And despite, you know, what people say on Twitter and Reddit and stuff, Ragavan is like not that good in decks that don't have removal. Ragavan would be better in this deck because you at least have Asmo, but I don't play it because you could never kill a turn 2 blocker for your Ragavan. Sprite Dragon is also a card that is not playable without Mishra's Bauble. It's not a card I really like at all here. I don't like this Boros Charm at all. I would play Blacksmith Scale over Boros Charm every day, all day, if I wanted a protection spell. It also, like, your Expressive Iterations, I mean, it's kind of the same, I guess, as Paladin, but with all these Colorless lands, it's just so awkward. Everything here is so awkward. I really don't like it. I really don't like it. I would not play Ragavan. I would not play Sprite Dragon. I would not play Iteration. I would not play Boros Charm. This kind of, like, reeks to me or as like, this is the deck of a player who plays a lot of fair decks and is interested in putting the fair cards into Hammer Time. But when you play Hammer Time, you just need to focus on the synergies, in my opinion, rather than the whatever this is. I guess I should probably cookbook back a Steelseeker, actually, so I can dig for something to trash or treasure this turn. Oh, no, sorry. Obviously, just an engineer. What am I thinking? I guess I could just... I can portal back engineer, and then I can trash for treasure for Sundering Titan, which really doesn't do that much, I guess. My opponent's going to kill this. They're going to kill this Archon. One thing we could do is we can get back engineer, put a Scrapwork Mutt in the graveyard, and then my opponent will kill this Archon here, but then I'll have lethal attack through even one Dwarven Mine. Get their Titan. Well, the thing is, like, this just presents lethal this turn through, like, their plan of just killing my Archon with this Valakut. I can maybe even get another Mutt with, like, Steelseeker triggers and stuff, or like just Mutt triggers. Let's see. So Steelseeker, discard Mutt, unearth Mutt. Let's see. I have 8 mana, so yeah, that's enough to potentially Mutt 3 times, even if I play the Steelseeker. I think taking their Titan is the safest line, at least. I think it's a line that doesn't, like, make much sense. This line is, like, really likely to kill them this turn and just plays around a top deck persist that they don't have in their hand right now. It just kind of plays around. I don't know why we need to play around top deck persist when this is super likely to kill them this turn, which also plays around top deck persist. I think you're way more likely to lose the game if you get back Titan here. We do need to mill over another Mutt to... I guess I was supposed to do this first. I mean, it doesn't matter at all. Okay, just attack. Yeah, they can also just top deck a Titan, you know what I mean? So they do have another Dwarven Mine. This is lethal through this Dwarven Mine. If they have one more, it's not lethal, though. But I don't think they play creativity, so I don't know if they have, like, more than 2 Dwarven Mines. Because these are literally just for 1/1s. Or I'm assuming they don't play creativity in their Fury deck. I could be wrong. So it's very tough for me to, like, offer more, like, I can, like, tell you why these cards are bad, but there's really not more than this. Like, this is just like everything here I think is worse than, like, more traditional Hammer Time builds. With Yavimaya, your Sundering Titan can kill Valakut. That's true, but I didn't have the Yavimaya in my hand when I took this line. I drew it afterwards. But I guess I could have pivoted. I could have pivoted to Engineer Trash, huh? They do have the Lightning Bolt. I have them dead next turn with the Portal trigger, so I think I should just leave up the ability to sack our food for life, which is maybe gets me up to 15, which maybe beats a Titan. Yeah, I think that beats Titan. Maybe it doesn't beat Titan plus land. I think it's worse. Thanks for submitting Deck Tech Sucker. I mean, sometimes people just have to hear it, you know what I mean? Save them the play points. Alright, Deck Tech for stock Living End. I'm, like, not really the right person to ask about this, honestly. Let me think if I can give any insight. Wait, is their hand through the breach payoff? Oh, it's an Archon. They have Archon. Wow. I can Sundering Titan them next turn, though. What a weird game. Alright, so we got stock Living End. This was a channel point. I take it to SORCERY this weekend. Never been LGS, no respect. I think this is fun. I actually have like no insight, so that's a channel point one. If a mod could just refund. If a mod could just refund the channel point redemption. I don't have insight for you really. You have lethal now? Do I? I get to kill their Valakut, which is really nice. I think I have lethal. They're at 8. I don't know how I'd possibly deal them 8. Yeah, I don't know how I have lethal. Oh, I can only kill one of these 2 Valakuts now. Why wouldn't I reanimate Archon? I'm gonna reanimate Archon. They're at 8 life. That's only 3 damage. I can't give it haste. Engineers for Mutt plus Archon. Yeah, that's. Oh, I have the Steelseeker too. Oh no, it is lethal, huh? Well, I don't know if I would have seen the line. Do I have 2 months left? Yeah, I have exactly 2 months. Okay, well. Good work, chat. Chat advantage.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
This is like the funniest lethal ever, though. Double Goblin Engineer for double Scrapwork Mutt Unearth. I feel like I do such a bad job articulating. It's also a 2/1. It's also a 2/1. I feel like when I talk about Mutt, like the fact that it's a 2/1 and it is like very relevant. And I do such a bad job talking about that. I think. But like I would be interested in playing Mutt if it was a 1/1. The fact that it's also a 2/1 is just like so nice. Okay, very weird game. Very weird game. No! I cannot believe. I mean, this is fine, I guess, but their last card was like literally the only card that keeps them alive here. And we're dead to top deck Persist or Primeval Titan. Oh, I could have also mudded Dragon Engine, unearth this for a 2/2. I always forget Dragon Engine's in the freaking deck. Can hardcast a portal to Phyrexia next turn. We're dead to Titan or Persist. Okay, they don't top deck 1. Or land. I was at 7, right? Land doesn't kill me. Land puts me to 1. Maybe you're right. Okay. So let's bring in the Orvars. They are an Archon deck. Probably want the Stonebrains. Any fetch, but not any land. Wait, why does any fetch kill me? Because any fetch kills them. They're at 1 life, right? Or they're at 2. But I'm at 7, so I'm not dead to 2 Valakut triggers. I'm probably missing something. I missed a lot that game, huh? Because of Mountain Yavimaya. Oh, wait, what? Mountain Yavimaya. Fetches a forest. Yeah, it's a forest, not a mountain. I'm so confused. As per usual. I bring in the statue. Their curve is pretty high. Don't hate the statue. Yeah, they didn't have a Dryad in play. Okay, I might just trim a Mutt. Let's try this. Oh, I should probably bring a Needle because they're a Ren and 6 deck, though. And the Lantern because of their persists. Never mind, this isn't good to go. So anybody don't play the God-Pharaoh statue. I trimmed the 3rd Mutt. Yeah, I know, poor Dragon Engine. It was even like, would have been good that game if I remembered it was there. This deck would be unreal. It would be unreal because it wouldn't exist, you know what I mean? Because I would never play it. Alright, I hope that they have a turn 3 Archon. I hope that they bid a Reunion, they bid Archon, and they feel great because they're going to persist to hasty Archon, but I just Orvar them. This is my evil wish. I almost want to play Saga on turn 1. This lets me turn 3 Asmo, maybe activate Engineer. Bid a Reunion, discard Archon, please and thank you. Yes. Yes. Damn it. Oh no. I think I get Stonebrain so that if my opponent doesn't have Persist this turn, I can Stonebrain the Primeval Titans and have Orvar for the Archons. Yeah, that is weird sign. I don't know. Might just have to refresh or like wait an hour or so. Fable or something. I don't know. Let's go. Alright, that's fine. I don't care about that card. I think they have Fury, which I do care about. Can you just not interact with me, please? Do you actually see Persist round 1? They play Persist. This deck's been popping up for a while. I don't think we literally saw it, but I know it's in their deck. I know it's there. You have to believe me. I have to get Cookbook, really. I think you probably discard the Cabin. Discard Forest. Not going to kill the token. I can just block with Asmo here. They have 3 cards in their hand. If they kill my Asmo, I'll kill this. They might attack. They might attack and then kill this before blocks. And I think I probably don't play around that. But like this could just be like a Ren and 6 ping here. You could also maybe just need the 5th mana for like through the breach next turn. Hopefully, if they're through the breaching, it's an Archon. Oh, just a Fury? Sure. That's fine, I have another Asmo. Wouldn't it be a bad time to draw a Steelseeker, Ovalchase Daredevil? Like a good card would be nice here. Alright. This was on my list. My Christmas wish list. Is there any reason to kill this Fury right now? Not really, but I'm also like gonna kill it, and I have plenty of food to kill something else, so there's like really no way they haste with 2. I guess with the Fable actually. Yeah, with them having the Fable, it's kind of scary for them to be able to like haste and then activate Fable like whenever they want. Veil, yeah, I guess Veil's a reason too. Thought on the Kyle's Reclamation. What about 4 Recruiter, 1 Cultivator Colossus for the Tamashi Mana Sink? Whoa. Recruiter finds Colossus. And Recruiter finds Tamashi. Wow, hold on. Recruiter finds Colossus. Anna finds Tamashi. Wait, does it count? Does it find Colossus? I think it does. I think it should. At least it will when if you bounce with Tamashi. Yeah. Okay. It does Recruiter always find it? I may take back my magnificent. No, it's good that you guys can't hear it, so Marvel doesn't DMCA me. Stoneway, 26 months. Thank you. Only if you have 2 or less lands. Okay, but that should be fine because you can Tamashi pick up your lands, or at least it's like almost fine. So yeah, for those of you who missed it, let me see if I can pull up the list. Or the start of the list, rather. We don't have too much going on with it yet. Okay, so I've had this stewing for a little bit. Oh, it also finds Goblin Engineer. So I think that this shell is really interesting. Recommission, Goblin Engineer, Restoration of Nganjo, Tamashi, Kyla's Reconstruction, Esper Sentinel, Lotus Bloom. Recommission, Restoration, Kyla's Reconstruction are really good ways to put a Lotus Bloom into play, and then Tamashi is a card that can combo with Lotus Bloom. We were having a really hard time figuring out like what to do beyond that, but honestly, Imperial Recruiter, the fact that Recruiter finds Tamashi, Goblin Engineer, and Cultivator Colossus, it just ties the room together so well. Obviously, like, the deck still very well could be a pile, and we do have to figure out a way to win after we Cultivator Colossus. That should be fine. Not too worried about it. But that was really good. The save clicks, you can always yes on Daredevil. You can if you always do yes on a Daredevil, it stops always yesing. You can always, I think you have it backwards. You can always yield, not always yes. Who was it that suggested that? BFits88. Okay, let's gift a sub. Or I'll gift a sub to BFits88 for that. Okay, take our draw. So here I think I'm supposed to engineer for Mutt. Engineer for Mutt, attack the Rin. Could just be better to get a second Stone Brain. I think I like the Mutt. Make food first. At least it worked a day or two ago. For me, I'm pretty sure the always yield works and always yes doesn't. I'm usually a bit lazy with it though. Dryad is mana neutral. Oh, you could just play a Dryad. You just play one Dryad and like one Valakut. I don't know. Maybe you need more. We'll figure it. I think that part is obviously going to take some work, but a bit easier. So if my opponent Dwarven Mines, I probably just kill the Dwarven Mine token. Yeah, but I think that like that's fine. That's finally enough for me to start like brewing and playtesting off stream tonight. And you know, maybe it just still isn't good, but I think it's got potential. I really think it has potential. Maybe you don't play Restoration of Nganjo. I could see like that being a card that doesn't quite make the cut, but it is pretty good with Lotus Bloom and Goblin Engineer. Maybe it's a card you like side into against like Rakdos or something. Reunion to give Colossus haste and also been for drawing recommission. I think whatever like you need to, whatever your win con is, it probably has to be something that you can reconstruction or recommission. And like, but with like a Colossus, you draw your library. It can be Dryad plus Valakut. It can be a few different things. But like the Colossus is going to draw most of your deck and make you tons of mana. It'll be fine. Aether Mage's Touch and Goryo's with Witch's Cottage. We've played that on stream like a ton. In hand. I can pull up the list for you, I guess. Let me get through this though. But we've done that. We've played it on stream several times. The Aether Mage's Touch in Goryo's the Gristlebrand. You play you don't get Unmarked Grave, so you get Shadow Prophecy instead, and then you can play Binding in the main deck, which is kind of nice. You're good. You're good. It's a good suggestion. That's a deck I like a lot, actually. All right, so the Stonebrain is going to be kind of hard for them to beat. Deep in the Stream Decker? I feel like I can't remember when we played it. It wasn't that long ago, right? Yeah, you could maybe Thassa's Oracle. You just to find out if you're literally drawing your entire deck or if it's like 40 cards or something. All right, I guess we draw. Is this only as a sorcery? Yes, only as a sorcery. That was almost bad. All right, Primeval Titan, get out of here. Be gone. Make sure to get the one out of your graveyard too. Tear Asunder. Why? They have. I feel like this card sucks. Tear Asunder. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. What's over? Just trying to make your opponent have his discard it. It's really good against Archon because you can copy the Archon too. But yeah, the idea is they discard it for you. Seems like it works either way, and yes, Radial, not both. Oh yeah, you might be. That might actually be the case. so like I usually do it when I have like Manufactor because it triggers so many times that the always yeses matter a lot. They always yield with just one. I just don't mind clicking through it. Rancid, 28 months. Thank you. Not sure a statistically significant thing I could find for 28 minutes. Oh, right. I forgot I wanted this on top. So we just draw that. But thank you for the 28 months. Statistically significant or not. I'm going to name Valakut, I think, here. Maybe I should be... Oh, I forgot that I discarded my Gingerbread Cabin. That's right. Not the biggest deal. Again, I am just very resilient to this Archon with double Orvar in my hand. Can get back a cookbook here also. Keep digging with Steelseeker. You just graveyard that. Now we can dig for trash for treasure. Yeah, very long match, huh? Good luck, Perfy. Good luck, good luck. Oh yeah, this is only game 2. And I'm at 7 minutes on the clock. I mean, I've done a couple deck techs, I guess. Nah, I did a couple deck decks, huh? We should be able to win this one. So assuming I can find something to do this turn. Alright, that's something. I think I sold my 4th cookbook in the deck too. And then surely we'll find a Saga. We have 3 Sagas still in the deck. We have... I guess we only have 3 more looks at it this turn. I'll graveyard that. We could keep one here. I just want to see a Steelseeker, or I want to see a Saga or a Trash for Treasure, though. Alright. Oh, I shouldn't have played that land. I guess I can get back the Soul Guide Lantern, actually. Weld your drums so you can cast Daredevil. Yeah, I was kind of assuming I'd find something to do. I mean, what's good is my opponent like literally can't win. You know what I mean? They have no Titans, they have no Valakuts, and I have all. They only have 2 Archons in their deck. I have both of them locked up with these Orvars. Yeah. Okay. 3-0-6-0 this league. Engineer better than Troll King. The Trash for Treasure plan in my mind is what's replacing Troll King. Although I guess Engineer is a big part of that. Hard to say. I will say that, like, in the other food version, I really wanted access to a combo. Trash for Treasure is so obvious. Like, it's just, like, kind of makes me surprised I didn't, like, do this earlier. But I will say this, that your best brews are the ones that you think, why didn't I do this earlier? When you have that thought, I'm so dumb, why didn't I try this earlier? It's just, those are your best thoughts. Alright, sick hand. You need to draw land, I guess. Up against a hero deck. Not actually that ideal. The problem with Leveler, it doesn't trigger off of the reshape. Or the Trash for Treasure. If it did, it would be an easy slam dunk. Been playing it in some Karn decks, though, and liking it there. It's kind of weird. Maybe not that weird. Well, I actually feel like I want to engineer for engine. No! Damn it! I've been misclicking so much lately. This is so frustrating. I just literally can't cast the right card. Although now, I guess I'm just going to do this now. Damn it. Actually doing pretty good. Wow. This is like, engineers, like, I know you haven't played with me all day today, but I'm going to bail you out here. That was a emotional swing. Well, they counterspell the Mutt. Love that. I will say it looks very good here, but it's also like the weirdest spot ever. Okay, not going to discard anything right now. Finale. They missed their land drop too. Okay, let's attack with our 2/2 double striker. If they solitude it, I'll just like swap it for a Mutt. Should Cookbook a Daredevil response to return trigger? Yeah, I think so. Sounds right. Alright, let's make a Saga token. Like, they just, like, actually can't Supreme Verdict me next turn. So I think it'd be silly to do almost anything besides make a Saga token with this mana. I do wonder if I may be supposed to do something besides getting a Cookbook. Cookbook's pretty good here, though. Springleaf Drum lets me cast a Finale this turn, and although I guess I'm not holding up Engineer anymore. Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine with this getting countered. I don't really mind. Just 1-for-1 in here. I'm so ahead. Target player draws too. Yeah, that's true. Mystic Gate could be. I don't know. It'd be fine. We're still playing Magic, but I did them for 11 here. Surprised they didn't steal. I don't know. They. Yeah, if they draw Mystic Gate was really the only out, I guess. Seems fine to play to it actually. Okay, I'm going to go down both portals. You can play one. It's not that good in this matchup really. I do like the Haywire Mites. I don't know if I don't think I want to play the full 4, but 3 total is probably fine. I'm just trying to think if I want God-Pharaoh statue, just God-Pharaoh statue, Sundering Titan, Dragon Engine. Maybe we just trim the 4th Trash for Treasure too. Although we still have these cards in our deck, then they need Trash for Treasure to work, so maybe that's not a good idea. Needle is okay against them. I kind of like to take it or leave it. I probably will take it. Probably will take it. Maybe not. Does the brain get them? No, brain is really bad against blue-white control. Don't bring it in against blue-white. Let's just click submit, I think. I don't think... The needle is, like, okay. Obviously okay against Teferi, but... don't know that I'm that scared of Teferi. Yeah, needle Hall of Heliod. Whenever I board up the whole trash combo. I think it's too many slots, but, like, you could potentially... Like right now, I have not planned to do that, but you could potentially figure something out. I don't know why. I don't think it would be correct, but... Yeah, you could. You could. Always love to see that card. Alright, so what am I jamming into likely counterspell? Probably Finale, since I already have a cookbook in play. Seems fine. Would it cut to fit the trash pressure? Fable, what else? Fable, Troll King, Goose, Sprint and 6. So it is a pretty different build, but not in, you know, like the other version is like grindy and better against like creature decks, and this like has like, you know, a flashier combo finish, which can go over the top of some other strategies. It looks like they have a Leyline Binding. I have a Haywire Mite in the hand, so not super duper scared. They target the Asmo instead of the cookbook, which usually, like, I think blue-white should go after the cookbook a bit more aggressively because they have so much creature removal, but they maybe have some hands I'd be convinced that was the right play. Yeah, this version's probably a lot cheaper. Okay, there's Teferi. Plus is Teferi. Hope to draw land. Did draw land. Unfortunately, it's a land that they can bounce with Teferi, so not maybe the most ideal. I think this turn, I kind of want to get some Steelseeker value if I can. Like, but I also don't want to really overcommit into a verdict, so maybe go Steelseeker, Cookbook, mill this, discard here. Mill that. It's a little bit of value. We don't discard any of these, though. Yeah, we can Mite the Binding. We just don't need to do so like with any degree of urgency either. Out by Moon and Blue White is interesting. I kind of like it. Probably just as a one of. Okay, they did not activate Teferi. Hoping to find a land. Didn't find a land. I think we just attack their Teferi, Mite the Binding end of turn. They're rumored to activate this turn. Is Coding in the board too cute? I played a deck with, like, you know, Coding and Ancient Grudge and Haywire Mite and Saga recently. I thought it was kind of good. It's okay. I don't think I like it as much here, though. Love to find it at freaking Ovalchase Daredevil. Okay. I have the Trash Treasure in my hand. I think I'll just keep that on top for now. Well, they have nothing? What do they have? Deluge, maybe? Yeah. Surprised they didn't, like, get a card off this Teferi, though. It's like, I feel like the static ability just doesn't do as much as you want it to. Here, I think we just attack the Teferi again. Maybe they Solitude. And then we think about... We probably will Asmo the Solitude. Kind of depends on what they do. Binding is fine. We have another Mite we can get off our Saga. Yeah, I don't really care about this. I even have just another Asmo in my hand. It's fine. I suppose they just don't have Supreme Verdict. Oh well. I guess that gets my Steelseeker pretty good. But we'll do this, trigger the Steelseeker. Could discard this for another Steelseeker trigger, which I think is okay. End up being a bit worse than I'd hoped. Bit greedy. I just like really need it. I really need to find a Daredevil. We're 23 cards deep, no Daredevil. Five cards in their hand. Steam Vents. I'm supposed to be like racking my brain trying to figure out why they're thinking so hard about tapped versus untapped. It probably means they have both Solitude and 2/3 mana spells in their hand, and they're thinking, am I hard locked to cast Solitude, or am I going to maybe cast 2/3 mana spells? I don't know what 3 mana spells they can have with this exact mana, because it can't be Charm, and Charm's like really the only 3 mana spell, so maybe it's Binding plus Solitude. A bit of a headache, for sure. I think I'm going to make a token, get a Springleaf Drum. Don't think I really want the Mite right now. I kind of need the mana. I'm going to cast an Asmo so I can potentially like kill a Shark Typhoon blocked. Or kill this shark at the very least. Deluge and Dress Down? Maybe. That'd be, you know, pretty bad. Chrono, Machio, thank you for Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. I think I'm attacking Teferi because it just answers a token so easily, but I also think it's like really unlikely we get there. Oh. Oh, that's fine. Oh, it's a Shark Typhoon for 1? Okay, so it was 2/3 mana spells. I couldn't sniff this out though. Tried my best. My nose was not effective enough. They have 4 cards in their hand though. They thankfully can't flashback Leyline Binding this turn. Oh, sorry, not flashback Deluge. Chrono, thank you for the Twitch Prime and Freezy with the 13. Thank you, thank you. That's fine. Oh, whoops. Alright, so we're going to put a Sundering Titan in there, which can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Island, mountain, plains, forest, or swamp. Okay, just 4. If I draw a Yavimaya, I can get 5. Main phase flashback memory deluge. Why? Guess they have nothing. You just like cookbook. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can also engineer back Dragon Engine or Haywire Mite. Probably the engine. Would Stifle be played at Modern Legal? Yeah, of course. It would be a really annoying card. It'd be pretty good. Murktide would probably play like 4. 3 or 4. Oh, okay. So I actually lose 2 lands with this. It's okay. They lose 2 lands also. Oh no, I lose 1 because I could choose Stomping Ground twice. The old cube trick, Stomping Ground twice. $32 cards deep, still no Ovalchase, unfortunately, but we're doing okay. Dragon Engine's been MVP this match. Okay, so let's go Steelseeker into Mutt. I think. I could discard lands. Just gonna dig for a freaking Ovalchase Daredevil, but I cannot find one. Cannot find one for the life of me. Could attack with this. Be a probably okay attack. I have the I think with them having 2 Solitudes, maybe not. Nicole, 9 months. Thank you. Did I win the last game? Yeah, I did. We haven't actually lost a single game this league, which is crazy. Okay, Saga's not too bad. Okay, let's start off and engineer back Haywire Mite. I think I'll leave another Mite in the deck. I only have 22 cards. Gonna be a little bit worried. We also don't have another cookbook to get off this Asmo, but we do get a shuffle. We do get a shuffle, and then I think I'm actually going to fetch my cottage here. My cabin. I still have all 4 Daredevils in the deck. There we go, finally. So Engineer would not be too bad here, but I think I want to be able to kill both Solitudes right now. They gain 12 life when I kill both Solitudes, by the way, as lifelink, but I think that we just do it. You get to get in 4 or 7. Birdhawk, 2 months ago, thank you. Ever thought about Striker Rich, one of these Steelseeker brews? I think Striker Rich is like pretty horrible if you're not playing Belcher. It's just a very weak card. But like maybe if you are, you know, like you could be some kind of weird combo deck, but for the most part, it's not something I'd seriously consider. Okay, that's totally fine. I guess I'm gonna Dask. This is till end of next turn, remember? Kind of like the Yavimaya. If I trash your treasure Sundering Titan, I only have 1 more trash your treasure in the deck. Oh, I have no more trash your treasures. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I only have 16 cards left in my library too, so we're gonna be kind of cautious here about that, I suppose. Yeah, I'll just leave that. Anything in response? Could bend the Haywire Mite. Don't think so. Can I Asmo cast a Daredevil and hold up a Saga token? I think I'm 1 mana short. So I have this Yavimaya to play. I'm drawing Haywire Mite. I'm going to play Portal with updated graphics. I didn't know that they were doing that. Okay, Asmo. 1, 2, Asmo 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm 1 mana short, yeah. So I guess we should probably hit them with a Mutt. Cast an Asmo, hold up a Saga token. You need a 480? I have a 3070. What is a hero for fighting through this? They have 4 cards in their hands. They have to kill the construct, lest they die. Still have 2 more Sagas in my deck. Do I even have anything to get off this, though? No, what a weird game.
Oh, I have only one more Saga in the deck. Oh, that library is looking kind of thin, huh? I guess this now in case they have another dress down. Playing any Eternal Weekend tournaments? Nah. I guess I'm killing it for sure. They've used one verdict so far. Someone likely to have another one. You'd love to see that. Which deck I like the most? It's kind of hard to say because I have like 90 matches with the other one. This is like my 10th match or something like that. Okay. So I can Mite the Binding, kill the Kihira, attack for lethal. Also have this Phyrexian Dragon Engine for a hasty 2/2 if I need it. Might not have enough mana for that. That is enough mana for that. discard 3 Daredevils to do so. I did miss it, Carnage. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, Mite was definitely a big nerf to Leyline Binding, huh? Okay, let's get a... You can type exclamation point deck to find the list, Max. Let's get a trophy prediction going. We trophied yesterday with the Rectus deck. We're currently, 7th on the board? And then... Oh, this hand is so close. I would maybe keep this on the draw and play it to Gift of Mulligan. And then we go to the next match. I can't play an ad. And then like it keeps repeating. Oh, we're playing against Menino now, I just noticed. Just usually on Living End. Gonna play Saga turn 1. The December of Addison is gonna be the highest anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I think like there's a lot of randomness, it seems, when it comes to the whole ad incentive stuff. Like, you just kind of never know what you're going to get. And, you know, part of the reason we're doing it this month is, for the first month, is it was much higher than it's been in the past for me. I'm getting 1,400 for 2 minutes of ads for 80 hours, which is like a lot of times too. Like when they want the ad, for the ad incentive program, they want you to play a lot of ads, or sorry, stream a lot of hours. This was pretty good. Okay, Trash or Treasure is an interesting draw. Let's get an Underworld Cookbook and try to get as many creatures in the graveyard as possible. Play another Saga. Cast the Scrappiest Mutt. Guess maybe I should have triggered this first, actually. Hold on. Okay. Then I'm going to discard a Steelseeker, I think. Thought on using Sarah Paragon with prototype creatures and then blinking them for value. Fable and Restoration are also very good with the strat. I don't understand how Sarah Paragon works with prototype creatures. I'm under the assumption that you can't play those cards together, but of course. Bad time to draw the portal, huh? Yeah, I thought you couldn't play those cards together, but if you can, then I'm on board. I guess I will say Sarah Paragon is like a kind of a weak card. It's really not a card that is very good. So I'm not super into it. So I think I'm gonna leave this Daredevil in the graveyard. Oh, the second one anyways, if I need it. Welcome third Urza Saga. We probably force the Living End this turn. Would love to get to put another creature in the graveyard here if possible. I might not make a token, since it's just so likely to get living ended anyways. Oh no, I returned the Daredevil. I said I wasn't going to. Damn it. Just have it, you know what I mean? What can you do? I guess what I could do is discard this Asmo. Maybe even, I should have 2 Daredevils. Maybe even Millsell, the creature here. Not a creature, but that one is very good to have access to. I can't draw it this turn, unfortunately. Oh, no, and I shuffle it. I shuffle it, too. With the Asmo. But I still want it in the deck. Okay, so we put, I think, just another cookbook into play. Another cookbook lets me... Well, I guess it doesn't do... I mean, it triggers this... It gives me extra food and triggers the Steelseeker a bunch. It's just gotta be the one, right? I also have a Scrapwork Mutt I can unearth if I want to this turn. It's good if I find like a 1 mana thing on top. I don't hate having access to that. So I guess we do unearth the Mutt and then cast the Shadowspear too. So let's stack the triggers where we draw the Shadowspear. Graveyard that. So I should have keep leaving these in the yard. I'm just like, it's just hard to get out of the habit, but okay, that's a really. I'm glad we found that. So we can pass back here. Likely we'll chump block the Waker of Waves with either Steelseeker or Asmo. I'm not sure which. Probably the Steelseeker at this point. And then I guess next turn is kind of weird between... Oh, I should have already killed these. Because now they get the cycle value. It's kind of a hard choice, I guess, between casting the Trash for Treasure and... just making a giant Saga token that, like, blocks the board up pretty well. So I'm going to jump here. I guess one problem with Trash for Treasuring this turn is that it really... plays badly into another Living End and badly into a Force of Negation. And yeah, I think I'll probably just make a Saga token instead this turn. I can also make 4. I can make 4 foods this turn because I have the Gingerbread Cabin, although I don't like the 4th food doesn't do too much. You said where do you mean War of Invention? Yeah, I meant War of Invention, which is a card I mostly only like in the Thopter Sword archetype, but it is one I like there. Is Spears equipped? Do we gain life when we sack food with Asmo? No, the creature the creature deals damage to itself. Asmo doesn't deal damage to the creature. And the reason Asmo doesn't deal damage to the creature is because the name is too long to put on the text box again. So it deals it to itself. But if the name was shorter, we maybe would be able to gain a ton of life here. I am Gregorio. Thank you for the 3 months. Started playing Magic in 2018. No one has influenced my deck building more than Spike. Thank you, thank you. Glad you're liking the stream. Is that the reason? I think that's the reason. That maybe just like an urban myth, though. Okay, so this token is going to potentially be 5, 6, plus 4, 10. And then I can... I think it's okay to lose the Asmo here. Because I mostly just, like, I actually want the Asmo in the yard so they can't, like, end of turn Violent Outburst me. But I can go block, block, make 3 food. Oh, well, I guess. I leave these Daredevils in the yard. Stay. I just, like, I cannot help myself. I just keep picking them back up. Shadowspear, extra relevant text. It does here, actually, but I think I still like this line of just taking the least damage possible. Because I'm going to shoot the Grief. Shoot the Grief, and then you may think that this construct is now too small for the Waker, but I can grab a Gingerbread Cabin to make this a 7/8, which is exactly big enough. And now I'm just, like, way ahead on board, and it's actually, like, really good that my Asmo is dying here. Presumably dying. Because I want this to be able to kill their Curators if they live again again. So I can't, yeah, I think I'm just going to not make a token, because I think my opponent's, like, somewhat likely to Violent Outburst here. So I think what I should use, just get the 4th cookbook. Say no. I can't always no, because I do want to discard this one. And then I think my opponent's going to Violent Outburst. But I can trash for treasure post-combat. It's been a really cool game. Sometimes games against Living End are not that interesting, or not this interesting, I should say. But this is a pretty cool one. I guess I can go discard this. So say yes to 1, no, 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 and then I can end up with this in play. Don't they Thoughtseize me? Oh, right, they do. Damn it. So I guess I was supposed to cast this first. All right, no more cookbooks. We just equip a Shadowspear. And then let's not make the same mistake. Let's kill the Curators now before they get any more Scry value. Yeah, only one more Living End to fight through. These matchups are wacky, huh? Wild and wacky. Winter, 8 months, thank you. Okay, just hardcast Grief. And they have no good attacks. Awesome. Could upkeep, activate a bunch. We have the Mishra's research desk, so if you find something we like, we can grab that. I also kind of don't want to be activating Cookbook too much until one of my Daredevils dies. And I think I just attack with the one with the Shadowspear on it, since if they block with the Waker, then I only have to deal 6 damage to it to kill it. Okay, it's also fine. Yeah, maybe I should. I probably should have actually just killed a couple creatures and gone in. Maybe that's not true. I do like bidding an Asmo there. Bidding an Asmo is really nice. I think I'm actually discarding Stomping Grounds too, so that I don't ever have to pay any life. Sundering Titan in the yard is really nice. Okay, Benidone packs it up. That's one thing I love about playing against Benidone is he always knows when to call it quits. All right, so these are all really good cards. The matchup, the bridge, the God-Pharaoh statue, Stonebrain Emperion, and the probably bring in the lantern, huh? Let's cut the Mite desk. Shadowspear is relevant sometimes, like you saw there. Engine's fine too. Engine's fine. Just anything to discard for value. I think I'm cutting the finales just to make room for all this. Oh, sorry, I want to cut the portals. All right, this looks good. Orvar in, baby. Orvar in. Grief this. Please, grief this, please. Honestly, just like a cookbook and creatures to discard is not the worst hand. We're on the draw, so we can go cookbook turn 1, we miss our land drop, we Springleaf Drum. This hand's not that bad. Let's mulligan though, I think we have better 6s. This hand is way better. This hand is cracked, I would even go as far to say. We're either putting back Daredevil, 3rd lands, or the Steelseeker. Yeah, let's put back the Steelseeker since I'm going to cast the Stonebrain on turn 2. Puts on a mold of 6. Yikers. Was Dragon Engine a consideration for the deck? Not only was it a consideration, it is in the deck. Alright, so I guess we want these Haywire Mites for game 3, if we go to game 3. We can also just, you know, we can beat the ley lines. In order to beat the ley lines, I do think I'm going to try to get max Saga tokens, and so to do that, I'm going to play into Stonebrain next turn. I mean, it's just kind of hard for Mignone to have, like, Force plus double ley line plus, like, a reasonable living end. Okay, there's one of the living ends. So I guess there's a Street Wraith in the hand. No, wow. Fair enough. Let's get the last one. I guess it could be 2 more, though there are actually 2 more. The one from the graveyard. Okay. Oh, I didn't actually look at the hand. Fuck. I always forget to look at the hand. No celebrating yet. I've definitely lost to Mignone in weirder situations. It's always spots like this that chat begins to celebrate the trophy, and then we lose to Curator of Mysteries. Why didn't they live again? They did. I just had a Soul Guide Lantern in play. My hand was really good. My opponent drew Force of Vigor. They'll Force of Vigor right now. Yep. Pretty good draw, though. 3-mana 2/2 double strike. All you. It's a really good draw. There's the Hardcast Curator that I so feared. Dead card. Does my opponent have Force of Vigor green card in their hands? Do you Shadowspear Drum? It should likely be an easy Shadowspear. Let's make sure we actually get something. I guess we always get to get some. Or no, we don't, because they can have Force. We could make at least 2 tokens. So if they Force in the upkeep. Okay, no Force. Okay. Yeah, just get the... Could get Cookbook. No, I'll get the Shadowspear. Saving this for to like not die to just 2 hits and also maybe get a food token if I draw Forest. Cool game, cool game. Always cool game against Mignone. They're gonna outburst and do a 5? Well, maybe. They have to have Outburst plus something else. We're obviously pretty happy if this just chills. Oh, Outburst is no info. I saw some. Okay, yeah, because I totally forgot. Okay, so Outburst. So we know Outburst Architects of Wills, or do they cycle Architects? I can't beat Force of Vigor. This beats a bounce spell. Putting it here, does this also beat a bounce spell? They pitch Outburst to Force of Vigor. They hardcast Force of Vigor. Don't think it really matters where we put it on. Game 3. Yikes. Okay, so we definitely want at least one Haywire Mite. One issue with bringing in more than one Mite is the second copy is usually not going to be very good. Yeah, I just don't think we're supposed to play around double Leyline again. Sundering is not great. Most of the land types. Any giant creature that I could discard against the living in deck is a card I want. I think. That's my theory, at least. I'm just happy to have like any big dumb creature to put in the yard. Is there a way to get the mic closer to me? I mean, not really. It's like right here. I don't know. People do this a lot. Like one or two people will be like, it's a lot quieter today, and I don't know what's going on because it's not really like I don't do anything else different anytime. You're forced to kill your own lands. Oh, that's actually like that's a pretty good point. Okay, maybe we shouldn't be playing the Titan, huh? This hand's really bad against the Leyline. I think I keep them. It's pretty good if they don't have Leyline. I get to put a Emperion with the Engineer. I think Ragavan could be a good replacement for Eidolon and Burn. I've played Ragavan and Burn. It's okay. It's definitely okay. Ragavan and Burn is not as good as Ragavan is in Scam and Murktide. Eidolon is also really good in Burn, you know what I mean? It's tough. I think I would be like more likely to cut Goblin Guide or Swift Spear than Eidolon, but you can try it. You can try it. Am I gonna play the prelim? I don't usually like to play prelims on stream since I don't usually like need QPs and there's like a lot of downtime between rounds that I like to don't like the dead air. Okay, opponent's thinking about their Multi 6. And all the Jewelers today. Would love to get another trophy. Yeah, Ragavan over Guide is okay. Like one thing about Ragavan and Burn is the extra mana from Ragavan is okay sometimes, but isn't relevant a lot of the time. And a huge chunk of the time when you are... there's the Sundering Titan. But sorry, a huge chunk of the time that you're like... Where's my Platinum Emperion? There we go. Let's keep losing my train of thought today. Like, you're hitting cards with Ragavan that, like, don't help your game plan as Burn. You know what I mean? Like, most cards that you hit with your Ragavan against your non-Burn opponent are not really going to help you facilitate your deck's game plan very much, if that makes sense. Obviously, you know, it's still Ragavan. It's still a good card, but I haven't really been, like, in love with it. Okay, what are we discarding to this Mutt? Probably the statue. Since that's probably what I want to trash for treasure, and they're gonna you have to get rid of this somehow, you know what I mean? Are fetches necessary for Breach Palace? Yes. Fetches are really important to like facilitate the white splash, but more importantly, like fetch lands are just like good with Breach. Like you need to like instantly put a few extra cards in the yard for your Breach turns, which is why I'm playing so many. Yeah. I think it's worth discussing for sure. Ragavan and Burn. There was like, okay, there was definitely a time where like, I was like really confident that Ragavan was correct to play in Burn, and I guess that's just not a confidence I really have anymore. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave up the discard, and I'm also gonna leave up the ability to Goblin Engineer a bridge back into play if my opponent has a grief. But I want to be able to play around Endurance also by being able to discard like a Sundering Titan potentially. Obviously I have a few different options here. Okay. Would Goblin Engineer be too good if it didn't have the mana value restriction? It would be insanely broken. It would be insanely broken. Like, it would still be a 2-mana creature you have to like untap with a lot of the time, but it would be you just put this into play. Yeah, Entomb and Reanimate on one card. Oh my gosh. I think if Benito had Endurance, he would have already Endurance. So let's go for the Sundering Titan discard. Good shit, huh? Good shit. That being said, I have an Ensnaring Bridge, so we're not out of this yet. That do a lot of things. Do you really think 3 Orvar in the sideboard is necessary? I mean, I just played against a lot of creativity last night, so I have 3 Orvar today. All right. They also have Curator to like really dig deep for an answer to bridge. Gonna be pretty tough. Not dead right now. They knew they could beat Endurance if they didn't Endurance sooner, so I don't know. I don't know either. I don't know if I'm alive here. Think no way. Is living end still good in modern Spike? I just don't know. Spike, I've been wondering, is living end still good? I don't know, chat. It's probably not ever bad. I'll say that. Okay, I'm dead. You went the life gain. Dang, I really thought we were gonna 5-0. Tough stuff. Tough stuff. Okay, let's do one more. I had a backup deck. Let's do one more with this one.